coaching the elite. It's your girl Arisza, and I'm back with another banger. Yes, I always say banger because you know it be them things that make you say boom boom. You want to bang your head up against the wall because you like, dang, she throwing in the sauce. But anyways, today I'm going to be doing this one for my private practice owners. So again, I'm a mental health professional, so I work with lots of private practice owners. However, I've helped businesses regardless of what niche you're in. But I do want to do something special for those that are mental health professionals because that seems to be a lot of the people I gravitate to, or the people that gravitate to me, should I say. All right, so today I'm going to break down two programs, or should I say two platforms, or two systems, or two opportunities, any way you want to look at it. We're going to talk about Alma and Headway. These are two things, or should I say businesses, that help entrepreneurs that are mental health professionals scale and get their businesses going rather quickly. Unless they got one. If you got me, then you really don't need them. But they are a good catalyst to getting your business going and to getting it started, I should say, in the right way. So you're not spending a lot of money and a lot of overhead up front. So this is a way that you can do it systematically without breaking the bag or breaking the bank, should I say. All right, so for this one again, I like to teach and I like to train people. So I always find myself sharing slides. And I haven't did a lot of that on this channel. So you guys let me know in the comment section whether you find it helpful, whether it's beneficial for me to share my slides, whether you feel like you're able to retain the information better, all that good stuff. And if you want the cheat sheets or all the information that's in the slides, you need to join the community. That's in the description section. I'm breaking it down each and every week for an hour, 2 hours with my group of people. I like to call them elite, where they're coming in, they're honing in, and they're learning all the things they need to strategize, level up, and get the bag. Yes, I'm telling you, 30 days or less, I'm gonna help you impress. So stay tuned. But right now, let me go ahead and share my screen so we can jump into this training. All right, so let's jump into it. As you can see, Alma versus Headway. I'm gonna give you all the pros and cons for your private practice. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my experience, what I believe to be true, correct, accurate, all that good stuff. And then got some extra information from the research that I did. So without further ado, let me go ahead and jump into it. So Alma and Headway, as I shared, they are two programs, or should I say two platforms, that allow private practice owners to actually get their business started up and running with no upfront fees. So let's say Alma, for instance, there's no upfront fee. They keep a percentage of each session. Approximately about 6 to 10% of your session rate goes to them off the top. Now, Alma also has a monthly fee. So it says provider cost, no upfront fee, but you do have to put a credit card down, and it is a fee. I believe it's about $150 a month to stay on their platform. That is how they generate their income. That is how they make their money. So that part, please make sure it's not on the slide, but you know there is a provider cost. And just because your girl don't want to confuse you, I went ahead and just added that in there. It's about $125 a month. I had to check my tab because I know I've used this service to see what it is. So it's about $125 a month. So give or take about $1,100, $1,200 a year for providers. Now they still keep a percentage of the session up front. I'll tell you the benefits and the pros and cons, but let me just get through this first. Headway, there's no upfront fee, but they do keep a percentage of each session as well, about 5 to 10% of your rate. That is how they make their money with Headway. But again, is no upfront fee. One of the things that I noticed, and I've used Alma probably way more than I've used Headway, even though I use both and I've seen clients in the both platforms, is that Alma seems like I was able to get clients a lot easier, a lot faster. So I know they do a lot of marketing, which to me was well worth the $125 a month because I got a lot of exposure. It wasn't a day or weeks that went by without me getting a referral. I would pretty much could fill up a full caseload with Alma, but I really used it for me and my private practice is so I can help other people. I have affiliate links, and just also so I know how to use the platform. I know the ease of using clients. I've created profiles. I do all the things beforehand to make sure it works before I recommend, or should I say refer others to use certain platforms. So I would say Alma is probably one of my favorite. I like the cleanness of the system. I like how it works, all that good stuff. And again, both programs, so if you go to the client cost, the session fee is set by the provider. However, they do have insurance copays on the client's plan. So whatever the provider is, if it's the copay for, let's just say United Healthcare, let's just say it's, I know there's so many different insurances, so I don't want to get into that depending on what state you're working out of. Medicaid, Medicare, they typically do not take those. I believe Headway has started, Alma has not, so that is one of the key differences. Clients pay the copay, but they pay it directly to Alma or to Headway, so you don't have to worry about all of that stuff, collecting the pay, collecting the fees that you do when you have your own private practice if you don't have a billing or an admin. All right, the session fee is set by the insurance, so you know exactly what it is. Alma, you can set your own fees with both platforms, but remember, However, if you're using their insurance and you're using the rates that they're provided, you really don't have a say-so on how much the fees will cost. So keep that in mind. Payment, payout weekly for Alma. That's one of the things that's advantageous. If you want to make sure you have a steady flow of income coming in, then Alma is the way to go, because a lot of times they pay you way before they get reimbursed with insurance companies. They pay out weekly and they pay you direct deposit. Headway pays out twice a month. Some people have reported some delays there. I didn't really experience it because what I was doing was seeing clients, things were pending, so it was a while before I got paid anyway, which wasn't no fault of their own. It was something that was explained to me in the process. So again, when it comes to cost, Alma and Headway, they're both amazing. If you're starting out and you don't have that $125 to put up front, keep in mind Alma would probably be the better choice because you're going to get marketed and you're going to get a lot of steady flow of clients. But if you don't have the $125 to put up, then you can definitely go with Headway. Just know it might be a little bit slower and you're going to need to really, really market yourself on other therapy platforms. So that's kind of how you want to balance it out. It depends on what you can afford and what you can invest. Moving on. So we discussed costs. Let's talk about the time setup. Pretty much when it comes to onboarding with Alma, it could take a little bit longer. You got about 2 to 6 weeks. That includes credentialing, includes the paperwork, and it includes the training. Headway typically is a little bit faster, but it also depends on the state that you're trying to get paneled in. That typically takes about 1 to 4 weeks. Either way, 4 to 6 weeks, guys, you can't beat it. If you're in your own private practice and you're credentialing yourself, it can take 3 to 6 months on average. So please keep in mind, if you want something really quick, fast, you're leaving your day job and you're like, look, I need to make this money, then you definitely want to go ahead and invest in Alma or Headway so they can go ahead and get the ball rolling for you. While you invest the money you're making there, I would suggest taking that money and investing into getting your own credential and getting yourself built up. Now, if you need a credentialer, your girl got you. You know, hit me in the comment section. That's what I'm here for. Or join the community, better yet, so I can tell you how to do it yourself or how to invest in one of our credentialers so you can get the ball rolling pretty quickly.
Amy is a small business owner juggling everything, from marketing to therapy to admin work. She's overwhelmed and struggles to grow her business while keeping up with client communication. Then she discovers Better Client Care, an all-in-one CRM that unifies her inbox, automates follow-ups, tracks leads, handles missed calls, and simplifies invoicing and reviews. With Better Client Care, Amy gets more clients, saves time, ranks higher on Google, and finally enjoys a dream vacation in Bora Bora.
All right, support during setup. Alma has a dedicated ongoing support team where they're really hands-on and they're super responsive. So does Headway. Headway did really fast onboarding. The support might have been a little bit slower. I don't think their team is as robust and as big and as large as Alma. But again, Alma's getting $125 per provider that joins their network. So just think about it, guys. They got hundreds of providers. So they can invest in a team that's going to do that. Versus Headway, they're getting a percentage off of your sessions rate and your session fee, but they're not paying you anything to use their platform. So really difference in what you're going to get. So you don't want to compare. Sometimes they're apples to apples with some things, but in a lot of cases, they're like apples and bananas. You thought I was going to say oranges. But anyways, so keep that in mind. And if you need credentialing help, both of them help you and both of them do the credentialing. So with Alma, yes, it's going to manage your insurance credentialing for you. So is Headway, and it emphasizes speed and simplicity. And I'm telling you, with Headway, I was getting credentialed with everyone. Myself, I'm licensed in multiple states. So being licensed in multiple states, I normally use Alma and Headway for the states that are outside of my main jurisdiction because I don't want to have to get a credentialer to credential me in 10, 15 different insurance companies for each and every state that I'm in. So since my primary practice is located in Virginia, I'm already insured with all of those. But if I want to see clients in Texas, Maryland, New York, all the other states I'm licensed in, I use platforms like Alma and Headway to get me credentialed and ready in those states. So hopefully that makes sense. That's a little nugget for you. That was a bar. So hopefully you wrote that down. So moving on, let me talk about some of the features. When it comes to insurance billing, Alma handles all billing, all claim. You see what's happening with the dashboard. So you submit the claim, and when I tell you submit it, it's super, super easy. But if you need help with using any of their platforms and you're just confused and you just don't know what to do, join the community. Or better yet, just hit me in the comment section and I'll tell you how to do it, or maybe do a video on showing you the features. With Headway, they also handle all the billing and claims, but it's less transparent until the payment is actually there. Like, boop, you see the payment. With Alma, you can kind of see the flow of how it goes when it's submitted, pending, all that kind of stuff. You got an idea. And it also tells you once you submit the claim, when it should be hitting your account. Because remember, you get paid weekly. So that is something that's advantageous with Alma as well. If you want to see that steady flow of income, you're getting paid weekly and you're able to see it a lot quicker. Marketing support. With Alma, they offer a provider directory, they offer marketing tools, and some ways to get referrals. So that is a key. That is a key difference. I believe you pay for what you get. So that is why Alma Alma has that fee because it is helping you with that marketing piece. Headway, you do get a provider profile so people know you're with Headway, but it's very less focused on getting you marketed. You pretty much market yourself. So think about it. If you pay $125 a month with Alma, say you're on 3 different insurance platforms, and if you need a list of, not insurance platforms, 3 different provider, like therapy providers or therapy profile directories, as I like to call them, you can actually list yourself on about 4 or 5 of them and pay about $150 a month for that. So with Alma, it's just doing that for you, just paying an extra source for marketing yourself, especially if you don't run Google ads or have anything else going in systematically. That is a good feature to have. All right, so let's talk about the scheduling and portal. Clean, user-friendly provider dashboard with Alma, must say. They do have some integrated scheduling. It syncs with your own calendar. You can use your own if you want, but you really don't have to. You can even use a platform when you schedule the session. It can click and you can use your own link, or you can use their link for your HIPAA compliant sessions. So you definitely want to make sure that you utilize that. Headway is streamline portal with a few features on the scheduling stuff. So it's a little bit different, but it's still good. Really good platform. So I'm not saying one's better than another when it comes to scheduling and portal. There's some subtle differences, and everybody has a certain style and thing that they like, but I don't think it's anything to stop you from using either one just because of those key features. Client matching, there are some tools that help clients match up with you with the Alma system. Headway, many reports of fast matching, especially in high demand areas. So they do have that. With Alma, I'm just able to see a lot of steady flow of clients. That's just my experience. I haven't used Headway as much to really build a practice or build up a clientele. When I had used Alma in the past, it was very easy and very simplified. Using clients on both platforms though were great. So I'll tell you the jury is out on that, on which one I would use if I only could pick one, but we'll get to that at the end of this video. All right, talking about support and user experience. Alma, very responsible, accessible email, chat, and live trainings. Headway, they do have support available, but sometimes again, it can be a little bit slow because of the manpower. That's all, guys. You know, if you got 4 people cooking burgers and 1 person cooking burgers, how long you gonna think it's gonna take to get your burgers? It's gonna take a lot faster if you got 4 people. Anyways, client experience. Alma's professional, they're modern, it's easy for clients to book sessions using telehealth. It just feels good. Headway is very professional, but it's less personalized for the clients, but it is very professional in its usage. Community, you have the peer community, you have a resource hub, you have events for providers, all that good stuff is provided to you in Alma. So Alma is very community focused. Headway is less on the focus of community, more on admin efficiency. They want to make sure, look, we getting your money to you, you seeing these clients, and you getting what you need. That is Headway's drive. So that is the difference there, and that's some of the things you want to know. All right, so in a nutshell, guys, these are some other things you might want to know when I thought about it. Alma covers across pretty much all states, but you want to check and make sure it's covered in your state. Headway is not available in each and every state, but they are in a lot of states, especially those big, heavy metropolitan areas. So definitely keep that in mind. Insurance panels, Alma accepts most insurances, but some states by state have limitations on what insurances they can accept or they do have. Headway, the same, but they have more focus on the mainstream insurers. So insurances that people are likely using, that's what you're likely going to see on Headway. And then some extra perks. With Alma, you have the provider resources, self-care tips, networking. It's just more like a fun place for therapists to be, so you don't feel like you're working by yourself. They provide that fun, comfortable, professional feel where you're working with like-minded individuals. Now, one of the benefits of Headway, simple onboarding, they focus on speed, and you do get a frequency of new client referrals. And this is all from research, guys. Again, like I said, I had no problem getting clients on either platform. I had just used Alma. So it just really depends on where you at, what you like, and what you prefer. So in a nutshell, do I prefer Alma over Headway or Headway over Alma? It might have seemed like I favored Alma more, and that is because I've used Alma's system, Alma's I use Alma's system more. That was a tongue tie. Geez, more than I've used Headway, although I've had great experience with both. So if you're starting out a private practice, my honest opinion is to use both. One, if you can afford to pay for Alma, definitely get it. Get set up, do all the things, and then Headway, use it for the others. A lot of times they don't use the same insurances, or you might get credentialed to one insurance carrier on this one and one insurance carrier on the other. It just really depends, but I think it gives you that flexibility. And when one system is running slower or not giving you as many clients as you want, you always have clients and stuff coming in from the other system as well. So to me, I believe in having plenty. So that way you don't feel stressed and you don't feel overwhelmed and feel as if you're not being able to meet the needs of your business. So without further ado, click the link in the bio in this video if you want to join the community. But most importantly, if you're thinking about Alma or thinking about Headway, I have an affiliate link that's located in the bio. So just to support this channel and to support moi, your girl, so I can continue to give this knowledge, make sure you click the link and go ahead and help yourself level up by joining Alma or joining Headway. If there is another program or another system that you're thinking about using, you're not sure if you've heard of it, but you're not really sure whether it's good or not, let me know. Either I've tested it out, I've used it, or I can do some research and let you know what I gather and what I can tell you about using that system. So I hope you found this video to be very helpful. That is what I'm here for. I want to give you all the knowledge, all the sauce, all the game. I know I have more than mental health professionals here in my community. So if you are in a business and you're trying to figure out whether you should use this system or this system, ask your girl. I don't mind doing the research to help you guys. That is what I'm here for. I want to be your virtual business coach in any shape, form, or fashion. So without further ado, if you're ready to level up, do it with your girl and with the community that cares and is going to help you scale up and get to your next level. Make sure you have an amazing day and do so on purpose. I see you in the next one.